Hello guys, welcome back to Sowerby Bridge train station. We're off to Stevenage because the lads got to go back to work at the weekend. So we've had a lovely 10 days up here. We've been out and about, we've been to Bradford, Manchester. We've done a few things and bought a few pickups, as you've seen. So yeah, now we're heading down to Stevenage for a few days. We'll catch a movie at the cinema. Yeah. And then we'll probably have more pickups and that from down there. Do a bit of droning, spend a bit of quality time for a couple of days, and then I'll head back up to this lovely place probably on Friday, because I'm back to work. So yeah, we're off to Leeds. So here we are now in Stevenage. We're just heading out to Sainsbury's, get a few bits to eat. So we're off to there. It's a beautiful day here. Completely different to what it was like in Sowerby Bridge.
It's very warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Sowerby Bridge was a little bit chilly and windy. But down here, look, hear the birds. If I shut up for a minute. Yeah, enough of that. Yeah, so we're going for a nice walk to Sainsbury's. Yeah, we've got a couple of days up here. We plan to go to cinema tomorrow to see a film, Clown of the Cornfield. We're off to see that. Yeah, so that could be fun. And we'll probably have a mooch around CEX and HMV. Yeah, take the drone out. Should be fun. Well, here we are. Off out today here in Stevenage with the lad. So I'm down here for a couple of days with him. So we're going to go off and have a bimble around, get some breakfast. And then we'll probably go and watch a movie. Clown in the Cornfield. Yeah, so we might go and see that. I was hoping to go to a horror convention this weekend, but sadly work not allowing me to. In Worcester with my great friend Russell, but sadly I'm not going to be able to make it there, which I'm gutted about, because it's very, very Italian horror sort of orientated, which you know is my favourite horror genre. But there we are, what can I do? Anyway, we're on our way towards the town. Well, as you can see, we've got a beautiful day here in Stevenage, blue sky, you know, really nice. Sun's trying its best to come out. It's quite warm though.
It's like cold and warm.
Yeah. Should have gone to the newsagent before we trekked off, so we had drinks with us, but oh well. We'll grab a drink when we're in the town. Yes, so this is the Hertford Road that we're walking along. Cyclist there, and there's a guy walking right in the middle of the cycle track. Like, mate, walk on the footpath.
That's what they're for.
Yeah. I think people get so, I don't know, like oblivion almost. Like, they don't think that actually although it's a cycle track, it's still a road, because it still has moving vehicles on it. Hey, on the road. You wouldn't run on that road, would you? It must be annoying for cyclists though. You know, we do try to stick to the paths most of the time. You know, look at that beautiful oak tree up in front. This here is behind the other side, that is the fields to Mark's old secondary school.
Not that one.
So that's a bit of a history lesson there. We're heading down towards Monk's Wood. It is a haunted wood. People said that they've heard the ringing of bells and chanting the monks in the wood, so who knows, we might hear them today. Hopefully when we get down here we might take the drone up for 5 minutes or so. Get a bit of drone time in. Yeah. So just over there is Stevenage Borough Football Ground. Nice little ground. So what we're going to do now, we'll take the drone up and we'll take shots of the football ground and a bit around the area. So here we are. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of drone footage there. We are now entering Monk's Wood. It is a haunted wood, as I said. Here we go. Look at this beautiful ancient bit of wood here. Look at that. All these amazing little spider webs here. Right there. Oh yeah. Beautiful. So it's actually quite nice to get in the shade because the sun at the moment was behind us, so it's really hot on the back. But yeah, you know this wood by now. I've brought you guys in here many times. It's a beautiful wood. Yeah, so we're walking through Monk's Wood. Thought I'd give you a little disgusting face shot just to put you off your dinner. Yeah, so we're just walking through here because it's beautiful and it's a beautiful day. As you can see, yeah, you don't want to look at that too much, do you? You want to see this beautiful stuff. Yeah, so we're out having a good old walk through here off towards Stevenage Town Centre. It'd be nice. I'm only here for a couple of days because we've just had like 10, 11 days down at Solvay Ridge. So we've got a couple of days here. The lad's got to go back to work. I've got to go back to work the weekend. So making the most of this. We'll try and take the drone up more tomorrow. But today we've got a few plans. I haven't heard any ringing of the bells yet. Shame all the bluebells seem to have depleted down. They tend to only last a few weeks in the sort of springtime.
They were here like around sort of March, April.
Yeah, spring. When the weather changes, they sort of bloom early and then die early.
To be fair though, there wasn't really that many this year.
Oh, okay. This is normally a haven for
I know.
For bluebells. Normally like an ocean of them.
Well, from what I saw anyway.
Yeah. Like I've always said to you before, this is one of the magical things about Stevenage. Although it's regarded as a new town. I know it's not a new town anymore, but it was a new town when it was built, which was like in the 50s. It was literally built for people that were working in London, like people that work in building houses and stuff like that, builders and that. So we had quite a big Irish community and stuff like that. So this was built for that really, and it's turned into a commuting sort of town. But also other business were attracted here. We had British Aerospace here and all these big companies. And now it's like a fully fledged town. It's lucky because it's got these areas in it, you know. I'm just so glad that they just left it. They haven't knocked it down, built more houses, you know. This is the stuff that we need more than houses, because this is what feeds us oxygen. We've got no trees, we've got no oxygen. The wildlife haven't got anywhere to live. You know, so it's really important to try and keep these sites preserved. And Stevenage has them. They have quite a few. They've got this Monk's Wood. They've got one just across the road there as well. And they've got the big woods, forest sort of woods up by the lakes. So yeah, it's good that they've preserved them. So yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Except the forest near the Sainsbury's, they took that down.
Yeah, they did. They cut that down.
And now we're seeing more deers and foxes.
Yeah, well you would, because they've got nowhere to go.
I know.
That's the problem. People moan about wildlife, rats, foxes, badgers, deer roaming the streets and their streets. It's because we've knocked down their environment. It's their home. It was their home before we were here, before humans were even here. This planet doesn't belong to the human race. We're just a part of it. We're just another species on the planet. It doesn't belong to us. When people say our planet, it's not our planet. It doesn't belong to us at all. It belongs to every animal and creature that lives on this planet. And they all have the right to live in their environments that they love. So we shouldn't be cutting them all down, because it's just wrong. If you imagine if the humans were taken off the planet, this planet would flourish again. It really would. But there we are. Anyway, enough of that shit. We're heading in towards the town. So here we are, back in Barber Central. There's every other shops of barbers. Yeah. I wonder what fun and games we have today. We normally see something kick off in the town. Degenerate. Remember last time, guys? I'm disabled, you junkie. So yeah. Oh yeah, Samsung Galaxy. I know. My thoughts exactly, mate. It's quite empty today.
Yeah.
It is a Wednesday, middle of the week. Everyone should be at work and at school. Auntie Donna over there. Auntie Donna. I wonder what she sells. Donna kebabs, maybe? Some guy randomly waving at no one. Oh, right. That's why he was waving at no one. Just trying to pretend he knows somebody. So yeah, we're going to pop into CEX today, and we're going to pop into H&B, but first we're going to go and grab something to eat, a cup of tea in Tesco Cafe. A bit of toast or something like that. I bet he loves his job. Go look. First dates, but they're probably there on a date. Mind how you go. That's random, look, wearing I think he was wearing latex gloves around the town, as you do. Like I said, you always see something random in Stevenage.
Yeah, one thing I have noticed is that jewellery shops tend to go like that.
Yeah, because no one can afford it.
Yeah.
They're a luxury item now. This day and age, people are struggling to pay for their electric and their food, let alone buy jewellery. Unless it's something like cash converters, because they will buy the jewellery off you. But yeah, this is pretty much the whole length of the town you've seen today. Yeah.
That shop that was going,
It's gone.
has gone.
Yeah, the shop that was forever closing down.
For like
About 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's finally closed down. They must have sold something. This used to be a health food shop.
Body shop.
That was health food shop before it. Barrett's, whatever it's called, something like that. Body shop used to be down here, which is now, it's like contact lenses. We've got Delight Market. Oh, I bet that's a delightful place. Look, 4 bananas on the shelf. There's nothing in there. You just don't need it. You've got a massive Tesco here in the town centre. Across the road from town centre, you've got Asda. Across the road that way, you've got an Aldi's. So we do not need these other little supermarkets. They're wasted stores.
They used to be JD Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
JD Sports is up there next to Smith's. There's our HMV over there. We'll pop in there in a bit. These are nice though. I like that one, the Pinocchio. It's beautiful that, but a little bit expensive.
It's a jewellery shop.
Yeah, I know, but just for a little statue, you're thinking, if it was something like £40–50, people would buy it, but when you're charging £250, that could be a substantial amount of your bills for the month. Your gas and electric and your council tax. The Cosy Corner used to be a men's clothes shop. Overpriced shop, shall I say. And there's two people in there. That's a bit of me. And there's Tesco, so we're just going to pop in there. Well, we just come out of Tesco after breakfast, which was vile. Which is not usually like them. They're normally pretty good in there, to be honest, but today it was horrible.
It's not like Asda's one.
No, it was just not nice. I only had toast and marmalade, but it's like they showed the bread toaster. They didn't actually toast it. The butter was like fresh out of the freezer. Mark's breakfast roll was not really cooked properly. So it's
crunchy in some bits.
yeah. So it's just not cooked right. So if it doesn't taste right, you don't eat it. So yeah, that was very disappointing. But I did give them a nice TripAdvisor review. Because when you're paying your good money, like 10 quid for that, it's like, a bit crappy really. But anyway, we're going to head off now towards CEX. Yeah, we're going to do CEX first, just because we've got some trade-ins and it clears the bag out of the trade-ins. Then we'll go to HMV. Then we'll check the times of the film. It's on at about sort of nearly 1 o'clock and it's on again like at 3:15, so we've got a couple of choices. There's no hurry. We see how we are for time after we've done these two shops. If it's too close to the time for the film, we'll go off and we'll do a bit of droning. And then we'll go and catch the 3 o'clock one. So, always got things to do, haven't we? There's two of them now, look. Here we are, a vapist. I bet he loves his hat. It gives him that sense of power. Oh look, the doggy. Sorry there guys, just a view of Mark's bag. Got caught up behind him. Just move slightly, that's it mate, just so I can get by your side. Mark's going to go in there later, get his nails done. And if he gets bored, he's going to go next door, get his nails done. What? Oh, I bet they don't do boglins. Did they?
Yeah.
Let's have a little look in here then. Well, we've just been in entertainer. I just thought I'd have a little bimble just in case they got any boglins. I'm trying to collect them, he says, and they've still only got one from the 1980s, which is what I've had from the 1980s. I found it when I moved home and I was clearing out the loft. There, up there in a box, a big chest, was my boglin. with my pet monster. So yeah, I was happy with that. They won't have them there, would they? So yeah, you can get them on eBay and stuff like that. About £40 a go. I keep talking to Mark about it. So, what about this one? What about this one? Yeah, that one's good, Dad. But then I'll never buy it because I'm the most indecisive person in the planet. Other things turn up, like new movies get announced and stuff like that. So it just takes that away from me. But yeah, I'd love to get another boggling just for a friend for my boggling I got. Then I can make some boggling videos for you. I can make my own soap opera.
Yeah, call it the Bogglings.
Boggling Street, yeah, not Coronation Street. Ah, hey doggy. King Charles. Oh, look, another Barber's. Poundland, we're closed. Even Poundland's fed up with Stevenage, that's closed. Oh yeah. So, I don't know why people come to town anymore. That's why it's empty. There's nothing for anyone to buy here. Apart from HMV and CX for us. We're lucky we've got those two stores, but everything else, you'll get all these shops closing and you'll get this silly Pandora, like £1 million shop, you know. But anyway, here's our little CX, so we're going to pop in there. So we've got a few trade-ins, so we'll get those sorted out and probably get a few pickups. So we just come out of CX. Mark got a juicy voucher, which he's happy about. Hey Pete! Anyway, sorry about that guys, yeah, just bumped into an old friend of mine that I've known since I was, I'd probably say about 6 or 7 years old. I've been friends with him and his family since then. So over 50 years of friendship sat down there. His mate Pete, he's a huge Gary Newman fan like myself. We used to, when we both lived in the same road years and years ago, and we used to swap records sometimes and stuff like that, you know. He's 10 years older than me, so he was working when I was a young lad. And sometimes he used to turn up at my house with football programmes, and sometimes a Gary Newman record that was come out. He would buy a copy for me. Didn't want nothing for it. He would just buy me a record because he knows how much I love Gary Newman. Anyway, I had a little chat with him. We started talking about Gary Newman and that and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Oh, what a lovely, lovely thing. So anyway, yeah, we've just come out of CX. Mark got a juicy voucher. I've got a little voucher there with I bought a few movies there, so I will do a little pickup video. So yeah, I've got about 3 or 4 movies in there, so that was pretty cool. So we're heading down to HMV now. Oh, here we go. We've been in HMV. Mark had got a load of movies, so he's happy with that. So we're just going to grab drink and then probably head over towards the cinema to see the movie. So we're heading into the Cineworld. New Jurassic World. Look forward to that. And we're in Screen 5. Here we are, screen 5. So we just come out of the movie. Enjoyed it. It was yeah, it was a sort of cool, fun slasher. So I do recommend going to see it or picking it up when it comes out. It's called Clown in the Cornfield, so it was good fun. So that was cool. So we're gonna buddy on with our day a bit more. Well, here we are back in Stevenage Town Centre. The looks like the local madhouse has kicked out because we've just seen a load of nutters all over the place since we come out. Well, apart from here, there's nobody here. Look at all this. Everything's closed, everything. Absolutely nothing here. This used to be like the bus station, and because this was the bus station, all these stores used to be open because it'd be business. It's just a ghost town here. That used to be a. When I first moved here, I think it was like an electrical or carpet shop, and then it went to McDonald's.
It was McDonald's for years.
Yeah. That building there, which is now I think a Weatherspoons, that wasn't there. That used to be an old building, the old post office. It used to be the Royal Mail post office over there. And here we are, central town with the clock, 3 o'clock, so that weren't too bad. It's only a couple of hours killed in the cinema, which is nice, bless you. So we thought we'd go for a little walk. We can always pop back down here tomorrow if we fancy it. Yeah. Jesus. There you go. They're taking the top off. Oh my god. Sorry guys. Didn't expect this to be here.
Oh, Dad, you're not bringing them out.
Yeah, they seem to follow me around. Jesus. She's here? What sort of word is that? Obviously on the date.
I think she's Chinese.
Smells nice, potato. Tops pizza. So if we do a left here, we'll go down this way. This takes us out from the town. St George's Church at the end of the road there. It's just all eating and takeaways. Chinese one there. Chinese takeaway. Right next to the fish shop, which stinks, by the way. Get your nails done, get your hair cut. That's all you can really do in Stevenage. And get vapes. But yeah.
Limited edition comics was going to get a warehouse.
Please bring deliveries to the back. Looks like they're being done up. That's always been here. There used to be the record shop there next to it. There's Wriggles.
Lost Art Games, gaming.
Venue and store.
Oh, tabletop.
So that's good, yeah.
So that's like card games.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a shame. Oh well, it's not a shame for those who are into it.
Yeah.
Not me.
Stevenage underpass. Always had these sort of decorations on it. Some of them now got like paintings and stuff on it. But these are like the old school ones from when I was a lad. I used to come up and down here all the time when I was a young boy with my bike. Come down to the record shop. Stevenage Museum there, if ever you want to visit anything about Stevenage. This takes us up into Bedwell, I believe. So we just sat down for a little bit now, having a little bit of a chill out time at our little spot. It's our favourite spot that we used to always sit when we were going to town when I lived here. Absolutely love it, on the hill here at the lakes, as you can see. It's been a nice day, a bit windy now, but that's quite pleasant too. Otherwise it might be a little bit too warm. I believe it's forecast to get a bit warmer late afternoon today. So anyway, yeah. We're walking up from the town, so we've been to the cinema, then we're going to walk to Sainsbury's to get something to eat. So yeah, that's our plan. So we're just leaving Fairlands Valley now. We've just been sitting on our hill for about an hour or so, yeah. But we had a good time, good chat, and we managed to buy tickets for a horror convention in October in Manchester called For the Love of Horror, which Mark's hoping to get one of his favourite actors, which is a guest there, to sign one of his items or get a signed photo. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be cool for him. Yeah, it's a bit different to HorrorCon. HorrorCon, when it comes to tickets, is that we think is a little bit better organised, because this one you got to buy time slots. We can only get tickets for 3 p.m. because it's sold out for 9 and 11. So it's a bit late in the day, really, and you only get 3 hours there. But that's what we got. That's all we can do, isn't it? Yeah, but we're happy with that. So here we are now, guys. We are now in Fairlands, the forest that's attached to the lakes. Just having a little walk through here. We've walked for miles today, absolute miles. We've done about, must be at least 7 miles today, at least, I would say, walking, which is great. It's great for health. So we walked to the town, walked around and done a bit of droning, as you may see some of the clips on this road trip. Probably do a separate video for the droning as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you're interested in watching the drone. I know some of you do like it, because I know I've got a few old Stevenage residents on my channel like to see the Stevenage from the air. Beautiful evening though, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Better than any oil painting, you know. So yeah, we're just having a little bimble through here. Very nice. Good morning, guys. Here we are on our next day of my little road trip. So it's been lovely. We had an amazing day yesterday. We had such good fun. We did lots of walking and droning and having laughs, because we do. Me and my lad got the same sort of humour. We tend to get on really well, which is great. And then we saw movies and went shopping and stuff. So we're out today to do a bit of droning. Probably pop into town at some point. So yeah, we're going to have a good day. We watched Dawn of the Dead last night, and Mark enjoyed that.
First time?
First time. Yeah, he bought that yesterday. He bought the second sight for this Blu-ray set, and he enjoyed it. So yeah, we had a zombie fest.
You could call it zombies.
Yeah. So that was nice. So today we're off out, bimble around. We're walking down Sheppel Way, which is heading towards the Hyde, and then towards where we used to live when I lived here, and then on towards the lakes. Looks like it's a bin day today. All the bins are out. It's better than our area. The dustmen where I live, Sowerby Bridge, they do the bins and they leave all the bins at the top of the road. So you've got to hunt through 30 bins to find your bin.
That's basically,
and then take it all the way back down to your house, which is wrong, really. I think if you're getting paid, just do your job right. You know, in my job on the trains, if I just did, there, door, one door, get out of there. You know what I mean? It would be like chaos. Just do your job right, innit? yeah, so we're walking down towards the Ide. So here we are down by the lakes. Those little block of flats over there is where my nan used to live. Mark's great grandmother. She used to live over there at number 100 Sheppel Way. Me and my sister, when we were little, we used to go there every weekend to see our nan. Not these flats, the ones over the road there, guys. And she used to go there every Sunday, St Hilda's Church. She was a strong sort of Catholic follower. Bus simulator. SB4. There we go. Yeah, we're arriving here at the Hyde, the Mecca of Stevenage, where everyone goes to hang out. Best place on the planet. Oh, it brings back memories, this place though. Just to get the bus from here quite a lot. Here it is. It's all kicking off down here, look. Proper filth. There's the post office. And there's all the businesses all shut. Restaurant and bar. Never heard of that. Looks quite new. Get the best bacon rolls there in the Hyde Bakers. Been cooked about 4 hours. Yeah. Anyway, we're just going to get some drinks. So here we are now at the Four Shops on Burwell Road. I used to live up the top of the hill at Collinswood Road. As you guys know, if you've ever seen any of my other road trips, but if you haven't, that's where my old haunt is and where the lad spent probably the first 16 years of his life up there, at least. Sorry about that, I sort of burped him at the same time. That flat's over there, you can just see them, used to be a pub called the March Air. It's been knocked down. That's where my dad, or Mark's granddad, used to go. He's his local. Fortunately he's not there anymore. Chinese is gone. Used to be a Chinese shop there. Used to be like a supermarket, and used to be a news agent there. And years ago there was another shop there. It was a greengrocer's. That's hence why it was called the Four Shops. Now there's only 3. So it's the 3 shops. So yeah, right at the top of the road there, where that house is, right at the top. That's Collinswood Road. That's where the road I used to live in. And Mark. Yeah. As you can see, it's a glorious day again here. We're lucky. Well, I'll say that when Mark came up to Sarby Bridge, we didn't really have the weather to get out much. Unfortunately, we couldn't. It was raining, it was windy, so we couldn't go out droning, unfortunately. But we still had a good time. We went up to Bradford and Manchester and did a few things and stuff like that, so that was nice. Who knows, maybe next time he comes up there'll be better weather, and yeah, there'll hopefully be better weather so we can get out, maybe going to Hebden Bridge or something with a drone and stuff like that, just so we can drone some different areas for you guys instead of just Sarby Bridge and Stevenage. But there we go. Up here is a little Hyde, and the very first house there you can see on the corner where my best friend used to live when I was at school. Well, one of them. Both my best friends were poor. I had Paul Wayne that lived there and Paul Clark that lived up by me. Yeah.
Sounds like a show.
Yeah, so that was my best mate who used to live at that house there. And up that road used to be my other friend Brian Wimpy. It wasn't named after the fast food outlet Wimpy, but and there's a garage up here called Ken Brown's Motors. That's always been called that, even when we moved here way back. But that used to be a proper garage in the 70s. Used to have petrol tanks and everything, so you could go and fill your car with petrol. Now it's just somewhere that just sells cars now. But yeah, when we first moved here back in the 70s, that was a proper garage, and it was Ken Brown's then though. God, I'm boring, ain't I? But any old people that used to live here in Stevenage will probably be, yeah, I remember that, you know. So a lot of people it mean nothing, but some people it means some things.
Well, I see it. They're just telling about history.
Yeah.
So
with that being said,
happy
Halloween.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Looks like someone here, over here, does like garden gnomes in there.
Oh yeah, there's a little joke.
It's called Karma. Welcome to the garden. And stuff like that. I think they looks like they used to let people go around their garden, but they put like a sign up there saying sorry, closed. It's like, no one cares.
ADHD, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got nothing else to do. But I mean, we could have gone over and took pictures of the gnomes, but we're not that sad. Well, yeah. So here's Ken Brown's.
Which has always been there.
Yeah, always. But it used to be a proper garage.
Still is.
Petrol pumps.
On the other side.
No, there's no petrol pumps there anymore.
Oh, you mean that kind of...
Yeah, proper garage. Used to be a little shop in there as well. We used to
I
go.
remember the shop now.
We used to go into it to buy little sweets and stuff. Me and Joe when we were kids, when the shop was closed. Going up to the garage. Had some nice shorts there.
Probably bought it from Asda.
Probably bought it from Asda. So this is now 6 Hills Way, which you go left, goes towards the lakes and the town centre. You go right, it goes towards Chells and the I don't know, Great Ashby, whatever it's called. So yeah, we're headed down towards the lakes. So we've now arrived at Fairlands Valley, or as the commoners call it, well we call it, the lakes. We walked over this yesterday, you may remember. Devil's Canyon. Yeah, we're going to go and sit down, have a drink, and then we'll probably find a good spot to take the drone up. Spend a bit of time droning, and we'll probably wander around down towards the town, get something to eat. You must guys think all we do is eat. It's not, it's just like, I just don't know what to say. Right.
Well, theoretically, we're just having snacks.
Yeah, in the end of the day, we're not always eating.
No.
You've got to remember, these clips are like hours apart. You know. We clean the van here, look.
Where's the convertible one?
Over there. Still there. They were here yesterday. Looks like these people have gone on holiday to the lakes.
It's the worst place to actually have
Look,
an RV, to be honest.
they're drilling over where we normally sit with the drone. But yeah, we'll go down, have a little look at the lakes.
Maybe take it.
So here we are at the lakes. Just having a little wander. They got this, I don't know what they're supposed to call it, some sort of fun centre, but no one goes on. We've been there a few days now and no one's been on it. So, but there again, it could be because everyone's at school or whatever. But yeah, a lovely day. A little bit overcast. It was really blue skies a minute ago. Now we've got big clouds above our heads, which is could be a sign of a storm brewing, thunderstorm.
It has been warm for the past 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that looks like a thunderstorm cloud, to be honest. But there we go. If it does, we'll dive in somewhere. As long as we ain't got Joni up.
Yeah, we don't dive into the lake.
Oh, we'll dive into the lake. I can't see that really. To be honest with you guys, I wouldn't want to be in the water in that lake.
It's all green.
Yeah. Be full of duck shit,
Yeah.
algae and stuff like that. But you know, whatever.
So where do you fancy today? Oh, I fancy being on duck shit.
Yeah. Just
Oh look, the seagulls and all that are on it.
yeah, even poo on it.
Probably
So that's a fun centre for the seagulls. So they can go wee down the side. Yeah. There's people out and about walking their doggies and that. Of course, single mums doing the jogging around the lakes. You get that. You get them quite a bit, the single mums. Yeah, doing jog. Can't see any at the moment, but we've seen quite a few.
Yeah, you see all those like walking clubs.
Yeah. And they drop the kids off at school. They come down here and do their little jog round, go for their coffee, their latte. But yeah, it's nice to see people walking about, appreciating this area because it is beautiful here. We've taken the drone up a bit, one side of the lake, so we're walking down to the other. The drone video will probably be separate to this one, but yeah, should be good fun.